Tracer talents, fast as possible. Pulse strike is the default, but on maps where you're fighting in a lot of bushes, tracer rounds is the choice because you keep vision on people when they're fighting in and out of bushes a lot. It's not a stealth counter because every ability that puts you into stealth dispels the tracer rounds debuff off of you. So tracer rounds is actually garbage into stealth, really good on bush maps, particularly Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire, where you do a lot of fighting around bushes. All four talents are viable. Parting Gift is really good in coordinated play, and it's really good when you don't need the other ones. In my opinion, the best pick for the vast majority of players in the vast majority of situations is Health Pack, because it's by far the easiest to use and doesn't require any changes in your playstyle. Untouchable is really good when you're going to be doing a lot of auto-attacking, which is something that happens a lot when you're playing Tassadar, who gives you a lot of trading ability when normally most of your damage comes in the form of poke or burst. So if you're looking to get a lot of dive kills or coordinated burst kills, which is what happens in coordinated play, Parting Gift is very good. In a lot of situations, especially when you don't have an optimized tracer support, such as Malfurion or Tassadar, Health Pack is a fantastic choice. Untouchable is good when you're going to be doing a lot of auto-attacking and you don't think you're going to be dying a lot. 7, always bullet time. Always. Jumper literally makes your hero worse. Spatial Echo just doesn't give you as many blinks as bullet time and is a bit of a win more talent. 10 is Quantum Spike, always. This helps you burst people. It literally just synergizes with your win con 100%. Sticky Bomb, I think, would be the choice if Quantum Spike gets a few more percent nerfed off of it. It's very good. It's just not as good as Quantum Spike. Pulse rounds is garbage. You want to be as close as possible when you throw Pulse Bomb anyway, so the extra range isn't important. And the extra charge rate isn't a big deal, because a little under half of your charge for Pulse Bomb is coming from melee anyway in fights. So this actually isn't as big of a benefit as you would think, because it hits heroes. And it's only against heroes, and it's only on auto attack, so it doesn't even have that much charge, and the extra range is irrelevant. Let's see. Bullet Spray is okay, but it's like kind of good, but it doesn't compare to the absolute ridiculousness that is Ricochet, which is an extra 50% damage, and you combine it with Locked and Loaded at 16, which is 40%, and it actually becomes a 70% damage boost, and people say, well, it's bad because your bullets ricochet off the target you're hitting, and that's actually something really good about it, because it lets you harass the front line and ricochet the bullets onto the back line. So this actually helps you whittle the backline and get those burst kills. So Ricochet is super, super good on Tracer. Arguably, in my opinion, the best 13 talent in the game. Leeching Rounds is hot garbage. It's a very pitiful amount of lifesteal. Tracer only does a very small amount of auto attack damage without Ricochet and Locked and Loaded. And even once you get Locked and Loaded, it's not that much auto attack damage without Ricochet. So this doesn't heal for very much. It's a very small amount, and it's only when hitting heroes. To put into perspective how little healing this does, if you were to auto attack heroes in a Probius, the lowest auto attack DPS hero in the entire game, that's lower than Balog, lower than Eric, lower than Olaf, lower than Abathur, Probius, lowest auto attack DPS hero in the entire game. If he's autoing you, it out DPSs the heal that you get from this. It is a pitiful amount of healing, and only when you hit heroes. In comparison with a decently good talent and a broken talent, no question Ricochet is the pick. 16. This is purely a question. They're all plus damage. One of them is just the most plus damage. And keep in mind that the gap between them is even bigger because of Ricochet. For instance, this gives you a 40% damage boost, but keep in mind that you get an extra 50% damage, which also benefits from this. This is actually a 60% damage boost. A lot of people like to go Sleight of Hand, so this is a 30% damage boost versus a 60% damage boost. It's very clear which one is the better one. Sleight of Hand has the slight benefit of making you build Pulse Bomb a little faster, but it just doesn't compare to an extra 30% overall damage. Finally, level 20 is definitely Get Stuffed. Without question, being able to melee more often means you build Pulse Bomb a lot faster, and this also allows you to burst people before the enemy team can react. This is often called one of the best 20s in the entire game. Total Recall is okay, but you don't have a ton of health, so this never actually heals you for that much, and it doesn't really help you, and it can make you want to recall in situations where recalling isn't actually a good idea. So Total Recall in some ways actually makes your hero worse and incentivizes bad play, and when compared to one of the best 20 talents in the game is not a good idea. Finally, Composition B. Successfully sticking a Pulse Bomb to an enemy hero also drops another one at their feet that deals 50% damage and explodes slightly earlier. The problem with this one is that the second bomb doesn't always land, and also you're not always going to get Quantum Spike value because they have to stand directly over the bomb to be considered the primary target to get this extra 7% damage, and it halves the damage, so it's not even adding that much damage, and it even halves the Quantum Spike damage, so that this bomb actually is only dealing 3.5% of the target's maximum health. Composition B, a lot of times will literally do nothing, and even when it does, like, it's an ideal situation, which isn't going to happen in most of your games, it's barely any extra damage. The choice is clear, it's Get Stuffed.